Hello again from Kampala in Uganda. I was reading a psalm a few days ago in the Bible, which really got me thinking. It's one of those psalms that's quite typical of many of King David's psalms. It starts with him sort of bemoaning his situation, speaking of the enemies who pursue him, the darkness he dwells in. And as is quite common in those types of psalms, though, David doesn't stay in that place. As he turns his focus onto God, his tone changes. And he starts to speak instead of the unfailing love of the Lord. And he talks of meditating on the many works of God and all that his hands have achieved. Now, I always find that formula in the Psalms quite encouraging. It reminds me that it's absolutely fine for us to bring our grievances and our sadness before God, but also that when we turn our gaze away from those problems and onto God, that our focus starts to shift and we start to realize that maybe those issues weren't that big a deal after all when compared to the awesomeness of our mighty God. There was one verse in particular in this psalm that I was reading which really jumped out at me, and it's found in Psalm 143 and verse 8. Let me hear of your unfailing love each morning, for I am trusting you. Show me where to walk, for I give myself to you. I read through that verse a couple of times and started to realize what a wonderful morning meditation it makes. As David shifted his thinking from woe is me onto how great is my God, it seems he started to realize that this kind of idea would be something good to bring into his routine each morning. And I think it would be a pretty good thing actually for us to think about each morning as well. So you can break down that verse into little pieces. The first thing it says is let me hear of your unfailing love each morning. There are so many ways for us to hear about God's unfailing love. We can pick up the Bible and read through a psalm like this one, or hear about the many times where God came through for his people. We can think personally of the times that he came through for us, when his love was shown so extravagantly through the situations we faced. We can look at the wonder of creation, knowing that we're crafted by his hand, just as all of this beautiful world around us, and that we are the part of that creation that is the most valuable to him. We can come to him in prayer and ask him to reveal that unfailing love to us once again on this day. Let me hear of your unfailing love each morning, for I am trusting you. I wonder, what do you need to trust God with today? Is it provision? Your daily bread for today? Maybe it's productivity, trusting him with the works of your hands. It could be trusting him for health, be that mental or physical health right now. There are so many things that we need to trust him for. With his unfailing love still fresh in your mind, I think it's such an important step to commit all of those things that you're trusting in him for to him each morning, absolutely believing that he will never fail in his care for you. And that verse moves on. It says, show me where to walk. Walking is something that I kind of miss right now in this lockdown situation. I can head to my local shop, but that's about it really. But this isn't so much a question about your physical body. Where should I walk to today on my allowed exercise outside or anything like that. Rather, it's a question of, what do you want me to do with this day? Guide me in all of my activities, God, in everything that I put my hand to. Show me if there's somebody that I need to get in contact with, just to check in and see how they're doing. Let me know what your priorities are for this day, even if they overrule what I wanted to achieve with my time. Show me where to walk, for I give myself to you. If we are fully surrendered to God, then we will be happy to walk in whatever direction he points out to us. But are we really prepared to give all of ourselves to him? Our gifts, our talents, our time, our money, our stuff, our minds, souls, and spirits? What a great thing to remember each day, each morning, to commit all of us to him again, offering our very selves so that we can walk where he wants us to walk. Let me hear of your unfailing love each morning, for I am trusting you. Show me where to walk, for I give myself to you. Isn't it so interesting that David mentions that this is something to do each morning, every morning? I wonder if we could challenge ourselves to pray something a little bit like this every day. Can we turn our focus onto him and his unfailing love before we do anything else, before we get caught up in the busyness of life? We know that all these principles are good things, committing ourselves to him, trusting in him, hearing of his unfailing love each day. But I wonder how often we commit to doing those things each and every morning. And I wonder what my days would be like if I did come and pray something like this each morning. I challenge you this week to do the same and just see what your days turn into. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time.